matchup is in store. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska, and home of the Cornhuskers. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on a team from the ACC, the Nebraska Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Bearcats about to kick it away and get this season started. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Nebraska's offense will start this game off with the football. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Hauls it in. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hunter. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to throw again. And he lays out, and he's got it down the left side. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. Looking to throw on first down. He's going to let it go. And it's caught inside the 25. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the first down. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill, DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made. But it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
The quick out. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The handoff to Johnson. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. The Huskers in the hurry-up. Go straight ahead. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. They're on the board first here in the season opener.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it. And that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum, not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Coming out with it, it's Anderson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Bearcats offense will take the field for the first time. And guys, we talk about how tight ends are a quarterback's best friend. Boy, this guy may take friendship to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's so nice to have a guy that the size, the athletic ability, and here's why it's always so good. Jesse, what do you want to do, man? Put a linebacker on him, put a safety on him. Nowadays, these guys can win, and it just really makes offense so much easier to run, and it goes pretty smooth.
Yeah, you're right. This guy is a matchup nightmare. It seems like every week defensive coordinators go in and they don't respect his athleticism, and it ends up burning them. They're going to find out the hard way today. If they try to play him and match him up with linebackers and safeties, this dude makes defenses look silly.
Guys, let's chat a minute about Cincinnati. opponent expectations are the ones inside the on the outside of the rankings looking in, it can give you a little bit of an edge, can it?
Yeah, they want to prove to everybody they should have been ranked coming into this year. These players are angry. They feel like they're being disrespected, and they want to make a point to the entire college football world with a big win today.
Yeah, and you hear it all season, and you see it every year. The teams come out of nowhere, and they feel like they've got a lot of potential.
There he goes. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's at the 10. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Quarterback on the keeper. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Cincinnati!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Looking for blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. The throw to the outside is complete. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. They came out humming on this drive, and now it's first down from the 36. They'll give it to Johnson. Breaks the tackle.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to throw, it's Raiola. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Wants to go up top. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Nice job by this defense here. They didn't do a good enough job on the last drive, but, man, we got to get to the quarterback, affect him, get him in predictable situations like you did right here now on 3rd and long.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. And the Huskers will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands. So,
oh, he's got some space. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
and you hear about the run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snaps, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Wants to throw. It's Sorsby. Got his man on the right. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keeping those vibes going here in the second quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. They'll try to run for it. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense. And the Bearcats will punt this one away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Throws for the tight end. Finds a man on the right. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. It was quite a burden for Dylan Raiola a year ago, viewed as the Nebraska football savior. So, Jesse, how should he approach growth and improvement in his sophomore season?
Well, I think you got to continue to grow. There were a lot of eyes on Dylan Raiola last year, and for good reason. He is unbelievably talented, but you saw the swagger that he brings to the offense and that X factor and demeanor he really brings to the team. They believe in him. They were able to win a lot of close games a season ago. I think it's not about resting on your laurels. It's about taking the next step and trying to be better.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Huskers can really attack on this second and short. They'll run it from the gun. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. When you're called Corn Huskers, you're like a big red thrashing machine, and you're going to get it done on the ground.
Just going to chew up the ground yards. Just going to eat you up, play physical, be different. And that's what Nebraska fans want. Throwback to the old days, the glory days, and they want some of that here in this recent history.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Unloads it downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Here's a heat. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
On third and long, you know what's coming. That's exactly where you want to get an offense. The passing game has to come out. You go nickel, bring some more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack to force the fourth down.
They booted away on fourth down. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll leave it with him. Big-time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged in the middle, it's Royer. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. Offense in a bunch formation. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll go to the ground. Makes his man miss. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Bearcats are on the move. Back to throw, it's Sorsby. It's complete to the left.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands and get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Now the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. We saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Sets up the screen. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Bearcats have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. On the move. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats!
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the 1st half. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Get it out on the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on 1st down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. The Cornhuskers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Under fire. He'll heave it deep. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Fires to the tight end. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Marking at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw on 1st down. Stands in and takes the hit. And he's got it inside the 25. Turns it on down the left side. Touchdown, Huskers! He got a step and just dusted the field.
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point splits the uprights. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 53 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the 1st half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these 2 programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been a very evenly played game. Fascinating to see how the rest of this one plays out. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Memorial Stadium.
All right, Kevin about ready to get things cranked back up here. And the Huskers will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Paul? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They've got them then deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He's got an open man. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an...
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
That is a nice job by the defense in a sudden change type situation. The play before, you just gave up a big completion down the field. So you got to try to stop the bleeding right away up front. When pass rush comes through for you, you create a negative play.
And the Bearcats now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air, it's Sorsby. Quickly out to the tight end. He's loose. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior. Makes a play after the grab.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. And that's why that one fell incomplete.
Pressure coming. And here's a fumble way behind the line. They knock him down finally, but boy, he was trying to make something out of that, and he stopped short of the first down marker. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd down, going up top. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He will not get there. A stop on 3rd down leaves him with a 4th down from the 18-yard line. So now on comes the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he kept that one just straight. To graze inside the left upright. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He might want another play. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. It's complete on the right side. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Second down coming up. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the back. Touch pass on the run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's now 3rd down.
The Huskers need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you know, 3rd and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on 3rd down.
Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. A first down for the offense. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. The Bearcats trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air, it's Sorsby. Got it in the middle, it's Boyer. Make the stop at the 40, but he's got 15 yards on that one and a first down. The Bearcats are moving quickly down the field. Takes a handoff, it's Pryor. They'll rip off 8 on that play, it's 2nd.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Bearcats in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
And the offense goes 5 wides and spreads the field. The problem is that spreads you thin, and you only got 5 guys in protection, and they don't do a good enough job up front. The defense gets home, forces the fumble. Big play for this defense.
The give to the back. There he goes. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. How about that play on the ground? They get him out of bounds at the 34.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play call.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal, too.
It's a huge deal. We always talk about them catching passes, but blocking is so important for their responsibilities.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll run it. Hard running there. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another playoff here in the third. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Catch in the middle, it's Hunter. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Cornhuskers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Offense breaks the huddle. It's third down. Making side adjustments here. Back to throw. It's Raiola. Quickly complete. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down. And the Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. He makes a grab. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
Man, this tight end, he is like a receiver once he has the ball, isn't he? He's so elusive. He can make people miss. He's got some wiggle, and he's got some speed. This defense, they have their hands full trying to bring this guy down.
Looking for a gap. It's Ives. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. He'll go to the sneak. Touchdown, Nebraska! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
That is complimentary football at its finest. The defense gets the turnover. The offense punctuates it, uses it to their advantage, takes the lead late in the football game. Now that defense that just gave you a good stop, they need another one for you.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Minnesota was able to come away with the victory, but it was not the type of dominant win we've seen from the Gophers over the years. A win, yes, but this one lacked style points. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They go to the ground. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Here comes the heat. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. The Bearcats will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Big third down for this defense. Listen, you've got to get the ball back. You know what they're doing. They're trying to run the football, but we need the clock to be on our side so our offense has some time. Got to make a stand right here on third down.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
After run, now throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out.
Turning it on! He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.